The introduction of rural free delivery, RFD, in the United States marks a significant milestone in the history of American postal services. This transformative initiative, which began in the late 19th century, fundamentally changed the way rural Americans received their mail, promoting communication, commerce, and connectivity across vast and often isolated areas. The journey towards the establishment of RFD is a testament to the dedication and persistence of numerous individuals and the growing need for equitable postal services. In the early days of the American postal system, rural residents faced considerable challenges in accessing their mail. Before RFD, those living in rural areas had to travel long distances, often through difficult terrain, to collect their mail from the nearest post office or from private carriers. This situation was not only inconvenient, but also contributed to the isolation of rural communities, limiting their access to timely information and services. The push for rural free delivery began in earnest in the post-Civil War era, a time of rapid expansion and development in the United States. As the nation grew, so did the disparity between urban and rural postal services. Urban residents enjoyed relatively easy access to postal services, while rural residents lagged behind, a disparity that became increasingly untenable as the country moved towards modernization. One of the earliest and most vocal advocates for rural free delivery was John Wanamaker, who served as Postmaster General from 1889 to 1893 under President Benjamin Harrison. Wanamaker recognized the importance of extending postal services to rural areas and believed that RFD would promote equality and economic growth. He conducted several experimental trials of rural mail delivery during his tenure, demonstrating the feasibility and benefits of the service. Despite Wanamaker's efforts, it was not until the appointment of Postmaster General John Wanamaker's successor, William Lyon Wilson, that substantial progress was made. Wilson, serving under President Grover Cleveland, continued to advocate for RFD and initiated further experiments to prove its viability. However, it was during the administration of Postmaster General James Albert Gary, 1897 to 1898, and his successor, Charles Emory Smith, 1898 to 1902, that RFD began to take shape as a national policy. The first official rural free delivery route was established on October 1, 1896, in Jefferson County, West Virginia. This landmark event marked the beginning of a new era in American postal history. The success of this initial route led to the rapid expansion of RFD services across the country. By the end of 1897, there were 44 RFD routes in operation, and by 1902, this number had grown to over 18,000. The implementation of RFD required significant investment and infrastructure development. Roads needed to be improved to accommodate mail carriers, and new mailboxes were designed to meet the specific needs of rural delivery. The introduction of standardized mailboxes, which could be securely mounted along rural routes, was crucial to the success of RFD. These mailboxes allowed carriers to deliver mail efficiently and safely without the need for residents to travel to a central location. The impact of rural free delivery on rural America was profound. For the first time, rural residents had regular and reliable access to mail, newspapers, magazines, and packages. This newfound connectivity helped bridge the gap between urban and rural areas, fostering a sense of inclusion and community. RFD also played a crucial role in the dissemination of information, enabling rural residents to stay informed about national and local events, political developments, and advancements in agriculture and technology. In addition to its social and cultural impact, RFD had significant economic implications. The ability to receive and send mail directly from their homes allowed rural residents to participate more actively in commerce. Farmers could order supplies, equipment, and products through mail-order catalogs, which became immensely popular during this period. Companies like Sears, Roebuck and Company, and Montgomery Ward capitalized on the expanding reach of RFD to grow their businesses and reach new customers. Despite its many benefits, the implementation of RFD was not without challenges. One of the primary obstacles was the condition of rural roads. Many rural areas lacked well-maintained roads, making it difficult for mail carriers to travel their routes. The need for better roads led to increased advocacy for road improvement projects, which eventually contributed to the development of the national highway system. Another challenge was the resistance from some local postmasters and private carriers, who feared that RFD would threaten their jobs and livelihoods. However, as the benefits of the service became apparent, resistance waned, and RFD gained widespread acceptance and support. Several key figures played pivotal roles in the development and expansion of rural free delivery. In addition to John Wanamaker and William Lyon Wilson, Postmaster General James Albert Gary and Charles Emery Smith were instrumental in advocating for and implementing RFD services. Their efforts were supported by influential politicians, including Congressman Thomas E. Watson of Georgia, who was a staunch advocate for rural mail delivery and introduced several legislative measures to support its expansion. The legislative framework for RFD was established through a series of acts passed by Congress. The Postal Service Appropriation Act of 1893 provided initial funding for experimental RFD routes, while subsequent appropriations acts increased funding and support for the expansion of the service. The success of these legislative efforts culminated in the formal establishment of RFD as a permanent service within the United States Postal Service. As rural free delivery became firmly established, the service continued to evolve to meet the changing needs of rural communities. The introduction of parcel post in 1913 further expanded the capabilities of RFD, allowing rural residents to receive larger packages and goods through the mail. This development was particularly beneficial for farmers, who could now order agricultural equipment and supplies directly to their homes. The advent of the automobile also had a significant impact on RFD mail carriers, began using automobiles to deliver mail, which increased the efficiency and reach of their routes. The transition from horse-drawn carriages to automobiles marked a significant technological advancement in the delivery of rural mail. The legacy of rural free delivery is evident in the continued importance of mail services in rural America. While technological advancements such as the Internet and electronic communication have transformed the way people communicate, the foundational principles of RFD remain relevant. The service provided a blueprint for equitable access to communication and services, principles that continue to guide the United States Postal Service today. Moreover, RFD played a crucial role in the cultural and economic integration of rural America into the broader national framework. It helped to break down the barriers of isolation, fostering a sense of unity and shared identity among rural and urban residents alike. In summary, the history of rural free delivery is a story of innovation, perseverance, and progress. It highlights the importance of equitable access to communication and services and the transformative impact of such access on communities. From its early experiments and challenges to its widespread implementation and lasting legacy, RFD stands as a testament to the power of connectivity in promoting social and economic development. As we reflect on the evolution of RFD, we are reminded of the enduring value of ensuring that all Americans, regardless of their location, have access to the essential services they need to thrive. Thank you for listening. For enthusiasts of historical ephemera, visit history-collectors.com to find collectibles that might complement your collection. You can own a piece of history. Before you go, a simple way to support the efforts of this channel is to like, subscribe, comment, and share.